The St. Louis Blues are making more moves, and a surprising one at that, revolving around one player in particular. We're going to break that down, as well as the current state of the team. Jim Montgomery is not happy. The team is not performing, and some leaks on what Doug Armstrong is planning to do with the team moving forward have been revealed. We're going to break that all down in this episode of Blues Digest. But before we get into all of that, a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. We've noticed that about 67% of you who watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. So if you want to stay up to date with everything that's happening with the St. Louis Blues, go down below, hit that free subscribe button, because this is the place to be for all your daily St. Louis Blues content. But let's jump right into it, ladies and gentlemen. The Blues continue to make some moves, and we have some reports from some insiders, which I'll touch on in a little bit. Stay tuned for that, on Doug Armstrong, what he's planning to do with the team. We're going to have another video on the specifics of a trade that is in the works as well this weekend, so stay tuned for that. But you can see here from Jeremy Rutherford this morning that the Blues have announced, this is official, that Hunter Skinner has been assigned to the Springfield Thunderbirds. Now, this is an interesting one, and I'll get into why in just a second, but it's a very interesting one on this morning after another devastating loss to the Philadelphia Flyers. Not just a devastating loss, another loss where you give up a lead. You had multiple leads in this game. It's devastating. When you look down the stretch of games here, it's very interesting. And I was talking to Mark this morning. Shout out to Mark. He'll be back for a video tomorrow. But I was talking to Mark this morning, and he was like, maybe Logan Mailloux is on the way up. Like, why would they make this move? If you look at the schedule, I mean, they play tomorrow, they play Monday, they play Wednesday, they play Friday next week, they play Saturday. Like, it's a game every other day, if not back to back, right? So they're playing every day. So now with sending a Hunter Skinner down to the AHL, they're left with 6 defensemen. So I think it's pretty interesting. Maybe Logan Mailloux is making his way back up to the NHL squad. And that is a little concerning, but let's be honest, it couldn't get much worse than what's happening right now. So that is fine, I guess. If you take a look at the current lineup and the current roster, this is what they're rocking with. As you can see here in the reserves, you got 2 forwards, Joseph out of the lineup looking in, which is very interesting. We'll get to that in the comment of the day as well, just as a teaser for that. But Nick Bukestad also on the outside looking in. This is basically what they ran with last night with Jake Neighbors returning to the lineup. I want to get to Jake Neighbors in a second as well, but you can see here they have 6 defensemen right now. That's what they're rocking with. So they need one more player. They had Hunter Skinner up because, of course, Matthew Kessel was the 6th defenseman when Logan Mailloux, or 7th, excuse me, when Logan Mailloux was on the roster. He's not anymore. He's down in Springfield. Now Hunter Skinner's down in Springfield. Maybe it's just cap savings. We're not sure. So I'm thinking something's coming. But from Jeremy this morning as well, no other moves in response to Skinner's assignment at the moment. So that is just for the moment. Maybe there's some cap savings shenanigans going on, something like that. And we'll get some clarity this weekend on maybe another move. Maybe it is Logan Mailloux that is making his way up. Maybe it's just Hunter Skinner coming back up. I don't know exactly what it is. Maybe there's some waiver stuff going on, some waiver exemption stuff going on that they're playing with some of the it's probably just a paper transaction is what I'm trying to get at. But to get into what everyone's been talking about, this team can't win. This team can't, and I should say, let me know in the comments how you feel about Hunter Skinner being assigned to the AHL. I don't know if he's going to stay there. Did he make that much of an impact? Let me know how you feel. I don't know if he's a needle mover on this team, but it was nice to see him get an opportunity to play with the Blues at the NHL level again. So good stuff for him, but I wonder if Logan Mailloux is on the way up. And again, speaking of last night, horrific. You can see here from another great article from Lou that there were plenty of observations from the Blues' lack of killer instinct and ability to put teams away again. They let so many teams, including the Flyers, twice in the last week, by the way, hang around in games and then end up scooping up both points. And it's absolutely ridiculous. And I say both points, of course, yesterday. You get the extra point, but not the extra point. You get 1 point if you're the Blues, but still, that's detrimental. Awful stuff for the Blues. And you can see from Lou, he was tweeting out. He was so frustrated, and everyone's fired up. Look how many replies he got to this tweet. He's absolutely fired up. There's no killer instinct whatsoever on the Blues. There is one bright spot with this roster right now, and that is Jake Neighbors returning to the lineup. He's been a bright spot all year. He started the year, on an absolute tear. He has 9 games played now. He has 8 points in those 9 games, so he's been unbelievable. He had 6 goals in his first 8 games of the season, so he's been awesome so far to start the year. Still very young. He's playing top line minutes now. He deserves it because he's putting in the work. He's putting up the points, and he's a point a game player, or roughly a point a game player, 1 point away, but you know what I mean. He's had a fantastic season, so that is One bright spot you can see, from Lou as well. A guy battles no matter the sequence, like he doesn't give up on plays. It's infectious with others on the ice and the bench, and you would hope that it is, but they need to start clamping down and closing out these games. The other observation that Lou made last night, Schenn and Buchnevich have looked noticeable together, playing together last night with Dvorsky, and they've had some looks that might have something to do with Dvorsky and the fact that, they've been moved down a line, of course, as we've been talking about. If you take a look at the lineup the last little while, they've been playing musical chairs with the lineup, so they were technically the second line last night. Buchnevich had spent one game on the third line. He was spending a lot of time this season on the top line. I don't think he's deserved it. He hasn't deserved it at all so far this season. He deserves to move down. So, pretty interesting stuff there. And again, some things to take away, like they didn't give up, as much of the middle of the ice. It was a low scoring game, or a lower scoring game, 3-2. So some things to take away in that regard. But at the end of the day, you're asking way too much of Blues fans to be patient with the roster that they put together, with everything that we were hearing during the offseason, with all the hype around the team. On paper, based on how they finished last year, this team should be in a much, much better spot than they are right now at the bottom of the Western Conference. So I think we were justified with all the moves they made to feel good about this team heading into this year, and has not even gone close to plan at this point. So some positives to pick up on, but still a lot of things to be like, searching for hope with this team. So some positive things again. Justin Falk, fantastic last night, almost got a hat trick. Broberg was good. Broberg's always pretty good. I mean, I don't know too many games you can point at Broberg and be like he was awful. So Parayko, Sundqvist, Dvorsky, but again, anytime that your best players in terms of an impact score chart are your defensemen, you're probably not scoring that many goals, and you're probably not going to break through with a phenomenal performance in that way. So again, Justin Falk led the way yesterday in terms of that. Great positive impact on the team. And then Matthew Kessel and Tyler Tucker, again, at the bottom in any impact score chart you look at, even from hockey stat cards, they were at the bottom again. So that seems to be something that continues to follow the Blues throughout the whole season. Your bottom pairing defenseman, or your seventh pairing defenseman that gets into a game, is always at the bottom. They're having a hard time sheltering some of these guys. And, it's hard to hide when the whole team is not playing well. So I want to hear what you have to say in the comments down below on everything I covered today. Hunter Skinner has been sent back down. I'm sure we're going to get some clarity on, first of all, that, and of course another move that they make. But let's get to comment of the day very quickly before we wrap up here today. And it says that Texier has been, of course, we made a video yesterday about Texier and that whole situation. He could be on his way to Montreal, could be a contract termination. We'll see how that plays out. At the time I'm recording this video, we don't have clarity on that specifically, but we'll have that for you guys on Saturday, or Mark might have a video late Friday night as well. So we'll keep you guys updated. But Texier had been out of sight, out of mind, so no loss there. Joseph deserves to be starting instead of Buchnevich, regardless of salary. And of course, sometimes those things play into it, and that's why coaches are very hesitant to scratch certain guys unless your name is Jordan Kyrou for some reason, even though you're playing pretty well. So that is interesting, but I get the message that I was sending. But anyway, let me know how you feel down below in the comments. This team is not very good. We'll see you guys for another video this weekend. Take care, Blues fans.